No one will believe my story, but I don't care. I need to tell it. It's been a burden on my shoulders, and I need to get it off. We just wanted a break from everything. That's all it was supposed to be. No drama, no work, no stress. Just 4 friends spending a weekend up in the mountains. A cabin, a fireplace, booze, and stories. It was Mike's idea. He found the place online, some old hunting cabin his uncle hadn't used in years. It's deep in the woods, but it's got heat, electricity, and even a generator in case the power goes out, he said. Sounded perfect at the time. We drove up Friday afternoon. Me, Mike, Jess, and Liam. We'd all been friends since college. Life had spread us out since then, but whenever we got together, it was like no time had passed. Jess brought snacks and a Bluetooth speaker. Liam brought enough beer to drown a bear. I brought firewood and my dumb optimism. The road to the cabin was more like a dirt path. Twisted and bumpy, flanked by trees so tall and close it felt like driving through a tunnel of branches. When we finally saw the cabin, dark brown wood, one crooked chimney, a porch with missing planks, we all whooped and cheered like kids. Inside, it was better than expected. Rustic but cozy. A stone fireplace, creaky wooden floors, a big dining table, and 2 bedrooms with bunk beds. No Wi-Fi. Barely any cell signal. But that was part of the charm. We settled in fast. Jess lit a fire. Liam cracked open the first beer. We played cards, told stories, and joked like nothing in the world outside mattered. Around midnight, the wind picked up. The trees groaned like something was leaning on them, heavy and slow. And then we heard it. It started as a long, low howl. At first, we thought it was a coyote or maybe a wolf. But it didn't sound right. It was too long and too deep. Almost hollow, like something trying to sound like a wolf but not quite getting it. Jess paused mid-sip of her cider. "Did you guys hear that?" Liam laughed. "Probably just an animal. We are in the middle of nowhere." Mike got up and walked to the window. He stared out for a second, then closed the curtain. "Sounded close," he muttered. The wind rattled the windows again, followed by a soft scratching sound. Not from outside. From the back wall of the cabin. Jess grabbed her phone and flicked on the flashlight. Okay, now it's creepy. We all stood still for a second. Listening, not breathing. There it was again, scratching. Like claws on wood. Then a weird noise, almost like whispering. Or something trying to talk without knowing how. Mike grabbed the fireplace poker and nodded toward the back door. "I'm gonna check it out." "Are you insane?" I said. "It's probably just a raccoon or something." "Then I'll scare it off." "Just hold the door for me." I didn't want to go out there, but I wasn't letting him do it alone. We opened the door slowly. The flashlight cut through the darkness, lighting up the trees and snow-covered ground. Nothing, no tracks, no movement. And then we saw it, something tall, just at the edge of the trees. It wasn't moving, just standing and watching. It looked wrong. Like someone stretched a skeleton and stuck it in deer skin. Its limbs were too long. Its eyes glowed faintly, like coals in a fire. I swear it smiled, just for a second. We slammed the door and locked it. Mike backed away, poker still in hand. "What the hell was that?" Jess asked, voice shaking. "I don't know," I said. "But we're not going back out there." We all stayed close after that. The fire crackled, but no one was warm. We were sitting in a tight circle, eyes bouncing between the windows and the door. Liam finally spoke up. "You guys think it's a bear or something? Maybe sick or injured?" "No bear I've ever seen looks like that," I said. "And did you see how it was just standing there?" Jess nodded slowly. "It was watching us." That's when Mike, who had been quiet, finally said it. "I think it was a Wendigo." We all looked at him like he'd lost it. "I'm serious," he said. "My uncle used to tell me stories. Old native legends. The Wendigo's this creature that was once human, but it turned into a monster because of greed or cannibalism. Sometimes both. It's fast, and it eats people." Liam scoffed, "Come on man, that's campfire crap." But deep down, we all felt it. This wasn't some joke or wild animal. That thing in the woods was something else. Something evil. Jess whispered, "What if it comes back?" I looked out the window again. Still nothing. Just shadows between trees. But I could feel it. Like being watched through a crack in a door. That night was the longest of my life. Every creak, every gust of wind, made our hearts jump. Around 3 a.m., the power went out. The cabin went pitch black. Only the dying fire lit the room. And that's when we heard it again. This time, closer. A scratching. Right under the floorboards. We froze. That sound, scratch, 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 was coming from right beneath our feet. Slow, deliberate. Like it wanted us to hear it. Jess whispered, "The hell is under the cabin?" "Nothing," Mike said. "It's just wood and dirt. No basement or crawl space." "Well, something's down there now," Liam said, backing away from the fireplace. The sound moved, creeping from one side of the room to the other, like it was circling underneath us. I could almost feel it, like a vibration in the floorboards. Whatever it wasn't small. Then it stopped. Dead silence. We didn't move, didn't breathe, didn't even blink. Then bam! Something slammed into the back door. Jess screamed. Mike raised the poker again. I grabbed a flashlight and aimed it at the door. Another slam, boom, and the whole wall shook. "It's trying to get in," Liam said. "We need weapons." "Only thing we've got is the poker and kitchen knives," I said. Another bang. Then scratching on the windows. Tall, long streaks like claws running down the glass. I looked through the window, just for a second. And I saw it again. Right outside. It had its face up against the glass. Skin stretched tight over a skull-like face, yellow teeth bared in something like a grin. Its breath fogged the window. And then, just like that, it was gone. We didn't sleep, not even a little. We just sat there in the cold, barely talking, clutching knives like they could save us. By the time the sun started rising, we were still alive. But we all knew it wasn't over. As soon as the sun rose high enough to pour light through the windows, we rushed outside. The air was freezing, but I didn't care. I just needed to see if it was really gone. The snow around the cabin was torn up with tracks, huge, weird-looking prints that weren't human or animal. Long, deep claw marks dug through the snow and into the earth like it had been crawling on all fours. Some were upright. Some weren't. It circled the whole cabin. "I told you it was real," Mike said quietly. Liam walked a few feet out, scanning the tree line. "Where did it go?" That's when Jess pointed. There, in the snow, leading away from the cabin, were drag marks. Like something heavy had been pulled along the ground. Blood, a little of it, in dark brown spatters. We followed the trail for maybe 20 feet before it disappeared between the trees. The forest was quiet, too quiet. No birds, no wind, just stillness. The kind that feels like holding your breath. "We shouldn't follow it," I said. "It wants us to." Mike nodded, agreed. "We go back inside, grab our stuff, and get the hell out of here." We packed in record time. But when I grabbed my keys from the table, they weren't there. Gone. We tore the place apart. Nothing. Jess checked her bag. "Guys, my phone is missing." "So is mine," Mike said. Liam's was dead, no charge. Mine had disappeared entirely. It had taken them, all of them. While we slept, or sat there in the dark, it had been inside. Right under our noses. That's when we heard the generator start up outside, on its own. We all stared at each other. "No one touched it," I whispered. And then the lights flickered. And the cabin door creaked open by itself. We stared at the door, swinging slightly in the cold breeze. None of us moved. "I locked that," Mike said. "I know I locked it." "You think it's in here again?" Jess asked, her voice barely holding together. I didn't answer. I just grabbed the poker from the fireplace and crept toward the door. I pushed it shut and turned the bolt. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something wanted us to go outside. Trick us, or maybe separate us. "We're not staying another night," I said. "We walk now, back down the road to town. It's gotta be like 10 miles. "We'll freeze," Liam said. "We're not ready for that kind of hike. We'll freeze worse if we stay and that thing comes back." He didn't argue. We stuffed food into backpacks, grabbed blankets, water bottles, and anything sharp we could use to defend ourselves. We didn't even look back at the cabin when we left. The trees felt closer now. Like they'd moved in overnight. The trail was there, but barely. Snow covered most of it. We walked fast, heads on a swivel, hearts in our throats. Every so often, we'd hear a crack of a branch behind us. Or the crunch of snow, like footsteps. But whenever we turned around, nothing. After maybe an hour, Liam stopped. "Do you guys hear that?" We all went silent. I heard it too. A voice, whispering. It sounded like my own name. Faint, like it was on the wind. "Mike." Jess gasped. It said my name too. The whispers got louder. Closer. Like they were circling us in the trees. Then Liam screamed. We turned just in time to see him being pulled, dragged into the trees by something so fast we couldn't even get a look at it. We ran after him, yelling his name, but the woods swallowed him whole. He was gone. We ran until we couldn't breathe. Jess tripped, landed hard in the snow, and started crying. Not just scared crying, sobbing, full-on panic. I dropped to my knees next to her. Mike stood over us, his face pale, eyes darting between the trees. "He's gone," he said, like he didn't believe his own words. "It just took him." I couldn't say anything. I didn't even know what to think. 1 second Liam had been right next to us, and the next, gone. No scream after that. No rustling, no blood. Just silence. "We need to keep moving," Mike said. "Before it comes back." We picked a direction and started walking again. The trees looked the same no matter where we turned. And then we realized something that made my stomach drop. We'd been here before. There was the same broken tree with the bent branch. Same patch of red-stained snow. Same set of deep claw marks. We weren't getting out. "It's messing with us," I said. "It's like playing with us." "Can it do that?" Jess asked. "I don't know," Mike muttered. "But I think it's more than just claws and teeth. I think it hunts with fear. Makes you feel hopeless. Until you give up. And then it takes you." We stopped walking. All of us thinking the same thing. It didn't just want to kill us. It wanted us broken first. Jess suddenly turned. "We have to go back to the cabin." "What?" "Why?" I said. "It knows the woods too well," she said. "It's her territory. We're just prey out here. At least at the cabin we have walls." I asked. Jess didn't answer. We went back. We followed our own footprints back, half covered now, but still there. The whispering faded, and the forest grew quiet again, almost like it was giving us a break. The cabin came into view just as the sun dipped below the trees. That orange light hit it like something out of a dream or a nightmare. Smoke still puffed from the chimney, even though we'd left the fire dead. "The fire's lit," I said. Mike nodded slowly. "Someone's been in there." We crept up to the porch, weapons ready, me with the poker, Mike with a butcher knife, Jess holding a flashlight like it was a sword. The door was closed. No signs of damage. No blood, no tracks. Mike pushed the door open. It was warm inside, too warm. The fire roared in the hearth like it had been fed recently. Our stuff was all still there, but moved. Like someone had gone through it. My backpack was open. Jess's blanket was folded neatly on the couch. Liam's coat was laid out across a chair. "I don't like this," Jess whispered. Then we heard the footsteps. Slow and upstairs. We hadn't even gone up there since we arrived. Mike put a finger to his lips and pointed upward. We started moving as quietly as we could. The stairs creaked, no matter how light we stepped. We reached the hallway. There were 2 bedrooms. One door half open. The other fully shut. The noise had come from the closed one. I stepped forward, heart hammering in my chest, and reached for the knob. But before I could touch it, something slammed into the door from the other side, hard. We all screamed and stumbled backward. The door creaked open by itself. Inch by inch. And inside. It was empty. Nothing, no furniture, no windows. No dust, like the room had never been used. Just one thing on the floor, Liam's phone. Covered in fresh blood. None of us moved. We just stared at the blood-smeared phone lying in the middle of that bare, impossible room. Jess stepped forward first, slowly, like every part of her body wanted to run but her brain made her stay. She bent down and picked it up. The screen was cracked, but it lit up. A voice came from it, raspy, wet, like it was speaking through torn vocal cords. "Help. Me." Jess dropped the phone like it burned her. "It's Liam," she whispered. "No, it's not," I said. "It's using him." Mike stepped in and slammed the door shut. "We're not going in there again." But then the voice came again, from behind us this time. "Jess." She turned, pale as snow. "It knows my name." "We have to leave," I said. "Now. I don't care if we freeze. We'll die either way." But Mike shook his head. "No. No more running. It's toying with us. But it came in here. That means it can be hurt. That means it can be killed." "With what?" Jess snapped. "We don't even know what it is." Mike looked down at the fireplace. At the roaring flame. Fire. It's always fire in the stories. Fire kills what's unnatural. I got the idea at the same time he did. We make a trap. We moved fast. Tore up furniture. Built a pile in the middle of the room. Covered it in dry cloth and poured lighter fluid over it from the emergency stash in the generator closet. We waited, crouched in the corner like bait. Then, just before dawn, the door creaked open again. And it walked in. It was taller than the door frame. It ducked as it entered, bones popping under too-thin skin. Its eyes were pits of glowing orange. Its arms dragged along the floor, claws tapping the wood. Its mouth hung open like it had forgotten how to close it, and its breath steamed in the warm air. Jess whimpered. I felt her body shaking next to mine. The thing stepped into the cabin slowly, sniffing, head jerking with twitchy movements. It didn't see us at first, not right away. Maybe it didn't care. Maybe it wanted us to run. It moved to the center of the room. The trap. That's when Mike moved. He stepped out with a burning log from the fireplace, eyes wild, face set like stone. He didn't hesitate. He threw the burning log onto the pile. The trap went up in an instant, flames roaring high. The Wendigo screamed, a piercing, inhuman sound that tore through the cabin and echoed into the woods. Its skin bubbled, blackened. It thrashed wildly, arms flailing, smashing into walls, furniture, the ceiling. But the fire clung to it, devouring everything. It tried to run, but Mike shoved the poker straight through its leg, pinning it there. Burn, he snarled. The creature collapsed into the flames. And it stayed down. We backed away slowly as the room filled with smoke. Jess was coughing. I kicked open the front door, letting in fresh air and a flood of morning light. When we looked back, the thing was gone. Only ash remained. A blackened scorch mark in the center of the room. No bones, no blood. Just the stench of rot and burnt meat. We hiked down that mountain in silence. The sun rose higher. The forest slowly came back to life, birds chirped again, snow melted in patches, and the wind didn't sound like whispers anymore. We made it to a ranger station by noon. Told them we got lost. Left out the part about monsters and fire traps. They found the cabin a few days later. Burned out, collapsed from inside. They never found Liam. Mike stopped talking much after that. Jess moved across the country. I kept having dreams of whispering in the trees, of footsteps under floorboards, of glowing eyes just outside the window. I haven't been in the woods since. And I never will. Because I know what's out there now, it remembers me.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something